Hey there, today in this video, I am going to tell you some simple tricks and tactics for approaching one of the world's great mysteries, which is how to get things done. Many of you are busy entrepreneurs, you're high performers, you've got lots of things going on in your lives. Maybe you're raising kids, maybe you're running a company, maybe you're trying to stay connected in your primary relationship, maybe you're trying to stay fit, all the things that go into your life. It can be really difficult to deliver on some of the simple goals, the things on our to-do list that can eat away at us when we consistently fail to push them over the finish line and really get them done. So I'm Dr. Sherry Walling. I'm a clinical psychologist for entrepreneurs and high performers, and my job is to help people perform well under pressure. And that means that sometimes we gotta really bear down and get things finished. So I've got 5 R's for you, 5 R's that will help you focus and get things completed, especially maybe those things that are sitting on your to-do list that you just don't really want to do. That email that's going to take some extra time, those forms maybe for your taxes or other things that are just like not that satisfying. They're not that close to the heart of your passion, but yet they do need to get done or they cause difficulty for you in the long run. The first R is set realistic expectations for what you can meaningfully do. That means you're going to choose 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 of these key to-do items to get done in a day. You're not going to have a list of 15 to 17 to 500 items. That just gets really overwhelming. It's bad for our brains. It doesn't allow us to focus really clearly. So choosing a couple of simple things is going to be incredibly important to you being successful in this task of getting things done, but also really helpful to the reward circuitry in your brain, which really likes that clear gauntlet thrown, that goal set, but with a very high likelihood of being able to be successful. So I think people get bogged down and overwhelmed when they have so many things to do and they can't parse what feels most important. So when you have some things that are really becoming priorities because not doing them is starting to become problematic, you're going to want to set those as your top 1, 2, 3 priorities for a day and make sure that you have the proper amount of time to get them done. That's part of setting realistic expectations. Magical thinking never helped anybody write their book or finish their taxes or get things finished. So be really realistic, be very clean with your time, and very clear about the 1 or 2 things that are most important. The second R to help you get things done is to set real limits. Don't give yourself a day for a task that really requires an hour. If you are anything like me or like anyone that I know, you will definitely fill that time in non-productive ways. And so you've created 8 hours of work for a 1-hour task. Give yourself real limits. Give yourself 1 hour, and at the end of that hour, there's something else that you have to do or a place you need to be. Maybe you need to pick your kid up. Maybe you need to do something else that's important that has a hard stop. So you're not allowing the task to fill the time. You're really setting a limit on what you're going to allow the task to cost you. You're really setting a limit on the amount of effort and resources you're giving toward a specific task. You can do this with really important things too. Maybe it's working on copy for your website or a final chapter editing for your next book. Give that task a time slot on your calendar with a real hard stop so that you are not allowing it to expand greater than it needs to. Also, as it relates to real limits, maybe you've noticed that really busy, successful people just seem to get a lot of things done. And I think it's because of this. They have a lot going on, and so they have to be extraordinarily efficient with their time. There's not a lot of wasted time. So creating absolute limits for yourself will eliminate the likelihood or minimize the likelihood that you're going to waste time not being productive on the task that you need to get finished. The third R, it's a little bit of a cheater R, but it is to eradicate distractions. There is nothing that gets in the way of our productivity more than I'm just gonna check my email real quick for that one thing. Or, hey, I wonder if that person responded to my tweet. Or I wonder if that Instagram post is getting a lot of attention. All of those things, all of those I wonders, all of those little tiny meandering distractions are actually quite costly for our productivity. They take much more energy and effort away from our brain's focus than we realize. If you want to do a deep dive on this, there's a wonderful book called Deep Work by Cal Newport, where he goes into some of the neuroscience of what the just checking email actually costs your brain. Spoiler alert, it is significantly more costly than the 30 seconds it took for you to just hop over into your inbox to see if that email was there. There's like a distraction trail. Your brain is still focused or thinking on this one thing that it got distracted into, and it takes a lot of time for it to re-divert to the task at hand. So you definitely want to eliminate distractions, turn off your notifications, put your phone, computer, everything in do not disturb for that 1 hour, 2 hour block in which you are dialed in on a really significant and important task. Put your phone away, put it in another room. Really be self-disciplined. I think this is one of the hardest self-discipline things, is not responding to all of those notifications and all of those like little niggling wonderings that can take our focus away from the task at hand. And often it's those little distractions that are people we love, they're people we care about, they're people we're connected to. So it feels like a good use of time, but in fact, it is not a good use of time because you're not getting the thing done that you want to get done. And therefore that is costing you energy, stress, resources, and at some point it's going to cost you more time away from your family and the people that you love, because at some point you're going to have to do this work. Might as well do it right now. Your friends and family can wait. Instagram will still be there at the end of the hour when your time box is done. All right, I got 2 more R's for you. The next one is reinforcements. If you've got something that is really important to get done that you are struggling with, tell somebody about it. Have somebody be your accountability partner. Call in some reinforcements. Let your significant other know, I will absolutely complete this grant application today. That is my goal. It's my one goal for the day. Please check with me at the end of the day to just provide a little bit of accountability to make sure that I have done it. When we are feeling blocked, when we're feeling some resistance to getting something done, the inclusion of another person as a source of support and accountability, and maybe a little bit of a loving kick in the pants, is really, really helpful. So if you're stuck, don't feel like you have to sort it out alone. Let someone know that you're stuck on this thing and that you might need a little bit of help and accountability to get it done. So call in the reinforcements if you need them. And the last thing, R number 5, is reward. Maybe this seems a little bit silly to you, but I remember being in kindergarten and you got like a sticker for every book that you read. Sticker charts were a big thing when we were bringing up kids or when we were kids. It's this little bit of a visual check that says, ooh, you did the thing. Good job, you did the thing. And we even need that in our adult, grown-up, entrepreneurial, high performer brains. We need something that helps us feel that we have closed the feedback loop. When we have a goal that we intend to get finished, our brains are all in, they're excited. We're gonna do the thing, we're gonna do the thing. And so when the thing is completed, let your brain have the little party. Maybe that means that you walk away from your desk for a while, you go hang out with your dog, you walk around the block, you just take a beat, take a minute to say, I was stuck on it and I did it. I finished it and that feels amazing. Most of us don't allow the minute. We move into the next thing. We don't let ourselves have even a little tiny celebration, sometimes over really big accomplishments. And that's not helpful. One of the predictors of burnout is the failure to celebrate something when it's complete, to take the win. Like I mentioned, our brains really love that closed loop. They love when we finish something that we set out to do. So we want to let our brain have the moment so that we can really experience that lovely dopamine rush that helps motivate us to stay focused and to keep chipping away at those individual tasks that maybe aren't glorious or glamorous in their singularity, but in their totality make up the building blocks of our success. So if you are someone who has struggled sometimes to get things done, no shame, totally get it. Everyone is there sometimes. Everyone has resistance that we're working through. Everyone has tasks that are really difficult. So avoid the shame spiral. Just use these 5 R's to make a plan and to execute so that you can push yourself to where you would like to be in your life. If you would like more strategies to stay mentally healthy and sane while you are doing difficult things like running a business or whatever else you are after in your life, hey, stick around to this YouTube channel, click like and subscribe, do all the things. You can also check my work out at ZenFounder.com. I have a collection of like over 200 podcasts that have lots of tools and strategies for folk like you who are trying to be amazing at their lives. Thanks so much for watching.